I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors. Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
So, like, you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
Yeah. You know, there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi, but then I would tell myself, no, that doesn't mean he's gay just because he likes his booty being played with.
Do you think you kind of opened up his butt to new experiences?
No, I can't imagine because he already
The internet has been going wild over the receipts that Tasha K has been posting, confirming that this lawsuit wasn't a setup against Shannon Sharpe. Her uncle was actually out here doing the most, and he was even supposedly involved with other men. Shannon Sharpe has not been, despite Uncle Selling's claims that this case is nothing more than a shakedown and plays into the stereotype of all black men. People aren't buying it. It already appears suspicious that Shannon, a 57-year-old guy, is interacting with a 19-year-old girl to become embroiled in this circumstance. And it doesn't help that Tasha K has some very compelling information about Shannon and is disclosing information that suggests all of the accusations of same-sex relationships against him may possibly have some merit after all.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, no.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Voice, we're finally here, so let's get started. Shannon Sharpe was bound to end up in this situation eventually.
How about date your age? Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right here. Stay right.
Where y'all at?
Shannon Sharpe hasn't always had the best judgment for someone in his late 50s. I don't mean to be harsh, but while he was employed at CBS Sports, he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman called Michelle Bundy, who obtained a restraining order against him, claiming that he had assaulted her. He nearly got into a very public altercation with Ja Morant's father, T. Morant, at a Lakers game in 2023, and a few months ago he went live on Instagram and recorded himself being intimate with a woman. Now, he's embroiled in another scandal that could destroy everything he's worked so hard to achieve. Because let's face it, even if he prevails in the lawsuit, the harm to his reputation from such accusations cannot be undone, and it has been shocking to see a black man who was at the top of his game be taken down by the same woman he once held up as an ideal, the older woman.
Is the older women trying to shame older men in the picking them? Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself. Them old young ones coming with it. They coming with it, Ocho.
This lawsuit was filed by Gabriela Zuniga, a 22-year-old OnlyFans model, who claimed that she began having affairs with Shannon Sharpe in 2023 when she was 19. This was after they met at a gym in Los Angeles, meaning that he was 54 when he knocked on her door. For comparison, his youngest child would have been 29 at the time of their relationship, and he is very at ease having intimate relations with someone who is 10 years younger than his son. Now, that speaks volumes. Because Gabriela didn't show up for her lawsuit, she accused Shannon of controlling and manipulating her, effectively coercing her. Shannon has always been open and honest about his preference for young, white women. He has even discussed dating his wage and truly believed that he could take advantage of their youth and inexperience, as most manipulators do. He willfully engaged in controversial race-related intimacy to achieve his goals, and as these things sometimes went too far without her consent, according to the lawsuit, Shannon allegedly approached her from behind after she pleaded with him to stop. The lawsuit also revealed that there were numerous instances in which he allegedly threatened and became physically aggressive, even after she begged him not to.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Tut. First, their relationship was consensual, according to Gabriella, for at least the first 2 years. However, as time passed, Shannon allegedly got more controlling and aggressive, threatening to harm her and recording their private conversations without her knowledge. When she discovered it, he would explain that it was for personal use and assumed she would comply. Later, she discovered that he was sharing these videos with his friends, which greatly displeased her. As soon as the lawsuit was dismissed, Shannon Sharpe acted and issued a statement attempting to demonstrate. He released transcripts of some of their texts that he received from Gabriella and a girl, and they contained some explicit content because she was saying things like, "I want to kiss you there and then marry you. That's my man. I want you to start a family with me." These texts should have raised all sorts of red flags in his mind right away because she kept referencing race in a provocative way. But I suppose he was too obsessed with the situation to notice it. You better want this because you're going to be stuck with it for the rest of your life. He further stated in a video statement he released that this lawsuit was nothing more than a shakedown because she wants more money. Shannon reiterated that they were attempting to extort money from him and claimed it was similar to Jay-Z.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about.
Hold on for a minute now. You really shouldn't be comparing yourself to Jay-Z, Shannon. When Tony Busby came after Jay-Z, he called their bluff and said he hadn't done anything, and the lawsuit got dropped because he really wasn't doing anything. But Shannon, his brother, had already promised her $10 million to end the lawsuit. I know Shannon is wealthy, but that's a lot of money to give someone who is only trying to harm you, so I'm sure he's wishing that, since he is already losing everything after his $100 million deal with ESPN Sports fell through, he would have listened to Auntie Monique's advice to find someone who would rub his head at night and notify him when his blood pressure is elevated. Shannon attempted to maintain his composure by claiming that he decided to leave ESPN, but he didn't decide to leave anything. However, signing large contracts like that always includes a morals clause that states that nothing about the firm can be reflected negatively, but Shannon simply had to realize how replaceable he was. Even if the lawsuit is a money grab, his reputation will never be the same because nobody wants to see a man in his 50s being publicly disrespected by a 22-year-old.
A 56-year-old man dating a teenager is not okay. And for those of you that want to claim legal age and age of consent, the only reason why those laws even exist was specifically for situations like this because men were taking advantage of young women.
However, Shannon has been unusually silent after his ex-girlfriend Michelle Evans filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that he intentionally caused her emotional suffering over their 10 years together, even if he claims Gabriella is lying, and claimed that anytime she refused, he would also treat her poorly and threaten to damage her reputation if she ever objected. Michelle now had the chance to talk about what she too went through with him thanks to Gabriella's lawsuit. Then she brought what she knew to Tasha K's platform, where she made sure to reveal everything about Shannon Sharpe, particularly his excessive, romantic behaviors.
And he out here knowing that he got a sex dungeon. Knowing he got a sex dungeon. And y'all saying, well, ain't y'all saying he's gay? Hypersexual men are gay. Let me say this 2 more times in the words of Umar Johnson. Hypersexual men are gay. Hypersexual men are gay. You can call it bisexual. I call it gay.
Tasha K claims that Shannon's personal interests did not begin with Gabriella, and that he had a history of intimate relationships with both men and women. At one point, there were rumors that he was in a relationship with his stylist, Hollywood Simpson, after they appeared in court together. Shannon refuted the claims, stating that there was nothing more than a professional relationship. However, Shannon has had a hard time overcoming the rumors about his sexuality. His Instagram Live video, in which he appeared to be intimate with a woman, only fueled speculation that he was trying to divert attention from his true interests. Now, Tasha K is claiming that he does have relationships with men, which is why he pursues younger women. According to her, they wouldn't resist his interests as much as older women, and would be more inclined to participate in his preferences.
What was your sex life like?
He loved to have his booty played with. That part might not have been everyday sex, but other than that, it was just...
So like you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
Yeah. You know, there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi, but then I would tell myself, no, that doesn't mean he's gay just because he likes his booty being played with.
Do you think you kind of opened up his butt to new experiences?
No, I can't imagine because he already liked it.
It's difficult to feel sympathy for Shannon now that everyone is hearing these things. About him, he was repeatedly advised to be cautious with how he engaged in relationships, but he believed his success would protect him, and now he has to face the consequences. That comment really stood out. Someone else said, "It's a shame Shannon Sharpe won't be remembered as one of the greatest tight ends ever, just a man whose legacy got clouded by scandal." 56 years old, engaging in controversial behavior, knowing your ancestors went through hardships is questionable. Do you feel sorry for Shannon Sharpe at all? Please let me know in the comments area, like and subscribe. Shannon Sharpe's story has made men realize that marriage can be a stabilizing force, keeping you grounded and out of trouble.